The Golden State Warriors are looking as dominant as ever heading into the All-Star break, but there's one major factor that could send this team to another level. They have never actually been fully healthy. Just think about that for a second. The team with the second best record in the league, only a game or so back from the Phoenix Suns, has never been healthy. Does that tell you something of how good they can be once they get Draymond and Wiseman back? Specifically, James Wiseman can take this team to new heights, as something special is brewing across the Golden Gate Bridge. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want more Warriors content like this. We are extremely close now to 800 subscribers and are trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by next month. Thank you for all the recent support, and let's get into it. So now I think we've all been confused on what has taken James Wiseman so long to return from his torn meniscus he sustained last April. He was on track to return in December or early January, and usually meniscus tears don't take this long to recover from. Fortunately for the Warriors, they've had huge success with Kevon Looney and Bjelica at the 5. Looney is having a career year as possibly the best offensive rebounder in the NBA, while Bjelica has held down the bench unit with his floor spacing and underrated passing. But there's one thing these two Warriors big men can't do, despite how well they've played this season. That is rim run and block shots. Really, you could say that shot blocking is the only problem with the Warriors defense, as Looney and Bjelica aren't shot blockers. But honestly, they haven't needed shot blockers. They already have elite perimeter defenders and excellent rebounding guards and forwards that take care of any shortcomings that Bjelica or Looney may have. That's probably why it was reported the Warriors will not trade for any center at the trade deadline. I was shocked by this news at first, but as Looney plays better and better, and with Draymond and Wiseman's return nearing closer, there's no need to get another big man. They will no doubt have enough depth, size, and versatility heading into the playoffs at the 5 spot. But what about Wiseman? What does he bring to this already stacked Warriors roster? Well, I've gone over this before, but Wiseman brings a completely different look at the center position. With Looney and Draymond, for example, it's very hard to keep them off the boards, and they are very smart positional defenders. It's already tough enough for teams to match Looney and Draymond's energy at the 5 spot. But imagine bringing in a 7'1" freak of nature as a backup 5. And not only that, he's already a great shot blocker and can run the floor much better than Looney can. I guarantee teams won't be used to a Warriors center running the floor like the Greek freak on a nightly basis. Also, Curry and Draymond haven't had a rim-running center to throw lobs to in quite a few years, really since JaVale McGee and Damian Jones were on the team. Looney and Bjelica aren't at all high flyers and have completely different skill sets than Wiseman. Though these different skill sets help the Warriors have great success at the 5, I think they are most successful when they have a high-flying center like Wiseman to throw lobs to. Plus, with all of Wiseman's athletic abilities, he'll be put in a position where he can play to his strengths as a rim runner and shot blocker like I mentioned. He won't have to have ISO plays or post-ups, which he's good at, but he's often too turnover prone when asked to do too much. That's the benefit of being on the Warriors and having elite playmakers to set you up. You can play your role, play to your strengths, gain confidence, and most importantly, play winning basketball. Most opponents of the Warriors are already tiring themselves out trying to keep Looney off the offensive glass. But what are they going to do when 7'1" James Wiseman comes in and starts throwing down lobs every other possession? This could be a sight to see and unlock a new side of Warriors basketball we haven't seen since their first dynasty run. Let's say there's a scenario where the Warriors are playing the Suns, Nuggets, or Jazz in the playoffs. Obviously, those teams have 3 of the tallest and most talented big men in the NBA, with DeAndre Ayton, Nikola Jokic, and Rudy Gobert. Looney is struggling to keep Ayton and Gobert off the boards while having trouble containing Nikola Jokic and his wizardry in the paint. Steve Kerr tries to put Draymond at center, but it's no use, as Ayton and Jokic can just use their size and strength, while Gobert dominates Draymond in pick-and-roll scenarios. Who are you going to turn to? Who's a center on the Warriors roster that has the height, versatility, and speed to contain those elite centers and beat them down the court? I know, let's insert James Wiseman. He's the perfect secret weapon to put in when the Warriors are having size issues at the 5. Now, I get it, Wiseman is so young and inexperienced and will probably get exposed on a few possessions against those big men, but that's the only way Wiseman will learn and get experience. Centers can sometimes take a while to develop, and exposing Wiseman to those pressure situations can only help him long term. But even if he's inexperienced, he has so many athletic gifts that you can't teach, and the confidence and mentorship of the coaching staff and vets will help hold him accountable. He can no doubt have an impact going against other top centers, even if he's so young. We saw great performances from him last season against the NBA's elite big men, and that should only be a sign of bigger things to come. However, the one question I have with Wiseman is where will he find minutes for Steve Kerr at the NBA level? I'm sure Kerr will find a way to give him some spotty minutes, but I think it's a sure thing he will likely play many games in the G League before returning to the main roster. Draymond will likely come back when Wiseman does, and with three guys that already take a huge chunk of the center minutes in Looney, Green, and Bjelica, there may not be much opportunities for Wiseman. Plus, we've seen Steve Kerr use Kuminga and Toscano at the 5 as well. But as we've seen so far this season, Kerr has found plenty of ways to give Moody and Kuminga a whole bunch of court time on back-to-backs or with injury management issues with Otto Porter or Andre Iguodala. I'm certain this will be the case for Wiseman too. Like I've said, his skill set is something the Warriors just haven't had in nearly 3 to 4 years, and Steve Kerr has found great success utilizing bigs like JaVale McGee in the past and put them in positions to have great success. James Wiseman will only give the Warriors more depth, and it's terrifying what this team will become with him. The Warriors have never had a fully healthy roster at all this season, with Klay Thompson and James Wiseman missing a majority of the season, yet they've already been this dominant. Thank you for watching this breakdown. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.